Alright, so I've moved out here to a workbench. I tried to do what I could in the office. So, let's see if I can get this to show. So, if you look down here, you can see that shaft right, sorry about the camera work, right there. There's a gear. Let's see if I can get it. You can see the gear right there. Okay? And that gear travels, as you can see, back and forth. That gear drives this gear with the helical teeth on it, which is on the shaft, which drives this smaller gear. And that smaller gear fits on another shaft that drives this gear. So all of this has to be in time. Now, if you don't have that gear way down there in line with this gear perfectly, it binds up, and that's what was happening. You can see I'm getting to a point, and that's as tight as it'll go. I'm trying to push that gear. So what's happening is the gear down here is out of alignment. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this as best I can. And you can see it's not in line. You can see it sticking out. Here, let me get a screwdriver. You can see it sticking out right there from behind this gear. So I've got to get that lower gear back in line, and then it'll turn properly. Okay. So I've got it back in gear. Now what keeps that gear in place is this. It's a threaded screw with a shank on the end of it. And depending on how far in or out you thread it is how it lines those gears up. And that goes in right here. Now once you have it threaded in to the distance you need, that lock nut right there can screw down and it will hold the shaft in place. Alright, so I've got that screw in. You can see it spins pretty easily. But if I tighten this just a hair, now it's tight again and it barely turns. So getting the alignment on that screw is pretty important. Okay, so that's pretty free right there. So now I'll hold it with a flat tip screwdriver right here and tighten that down with the set of wrenches. Okay, so we've got just a little bit of backlash on that travel that keeps it loose. We've got a little backlash on the lower pulley, so we're good there. So now it's time to set this other pulley. It's got a keyway in it, which matches up with the keyway right there. So we'll clean all this up and then with some sandpaper to get burrs off of it. And then if you notice this hole right here, this will go in like this, and there's a pin, remember, that goes through that keyway through this slot and holds this in place. So let's clean these up real quick. Alright, so all the gears are in. The pin is located. So this gear is spaced. You can see there's a gap in between them, but it's making contact with the gear down here. And I can spin them with just a little bit of motion. So that's great. If you look, let me see, right there, you can see that keeper bolt, and then there's one right there. Now, if you notice, this one's, in the head of the square bolt is in line with the gear here. If it wasn't, so here's another one. So it's like this. I don't know if you, alright, with the side of that gear. If it was like that, it's Sorry about that. So if the bolt is like that, then the edge of the bolt, let me swap hands real quick, sorry about the bouncing. Right. So it's like this, or I'm sorry, it's like this because it's almost flush with this surface. If it's like this, what would happen is it would come down and it would catch the edge of that gear. So you have to make sure these are flat or flush with that gear surface. But yeah, it went together pretty good. Everything's spinning. So let's finish buttoning up the case. Alright, so I was wrong. The washers don't go up under here. I'm not real sure where those went, but these fit in flush. And they're actually recessed so that they clear the blade. So that all spins. You can see the gears turning up there. So yeah, we're just about done with this. Alright, so there it is. Pretty much put back together. Lay it on the side here. Alright, got it on the side. So it's freed up, it works pretty good. The only thing left is this handle. The original was wood, and I think I'm gonna make one out of brass. So I'll turn that down this week and hopefully be done with this. So looks good. So there it is. The first time I've turned a brass handle. So I think it'll work out pretty good. It's got a good feel to it. Cool. Probably weighs about 1.5 pounds because it's solid brass, but I think that ought to do nice. Ought to make the blacksmith bellows a little classier. Alright, let's get it installed. So there she is, y'all. Got a little touch up right there to do on the paint, but I think it turned out pretty good. This is the brass handle that I made for the blower. It works real well. And the more I use it, the nicer that's going to look and patina out. So I'm excited about it. Appreciate y'all following me along with this, and we'll see what the next one is. Hope y'all have another day in paradise.